Łomża district. It's beautiful here. The Łomża district is a green land in the western part of the region of Podlasie. Wild and untouched nature reigns over the Biebrzα, Narew, and Pisa rivers. Here traces of the 1,000-year history live side by side with a vibrant present. Here, with unique nature in the background, we can see historic religious architecture, unique Kurpie folklore, interesting history, and historic mansions. It's a place of contrasts and natural harmony. This is the district of Łomża. 2 urban municipalities, Jedwabne and Nowogród, and 7 rural municipalities, Łomża, Miastkowo, Piątnica, Przytuły, Śniadowo, Wizna, and Zbójna. Altogether a total of 267 villages with roads leading to Mazuria and Suwałki. Routes through the district also lead to border crossings with Belarus, the Ukraine, the Kaliningrad region, to Lithuania and on to the Baltic countries. This is a typical agricultural area. Due to a rich and ecologically clean raw material base, predominantly you'll find food processing. However, the biggest advantage is the nature of our region. 26% of legally protected areas are of a unique nature, such as the Łomża Landscape Park of the Narew River Valley, based in Drozdowo, and the Biebrzα National Park. Part of the Łomża district was included in the Green Lungs of Poland area, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The whole district is characterized by richness and cultural diversity, and it is also rich in important historical Polish and European places and events. It is the place to explore. Here you will find tourist trails leading through the most charming corners of the country. We invite you on a journey through the district of Łomża, which begins in the National History Museum in Drozdowo, the former home of the Lutosławski family. Drozdowo, located in the Łomża-Narew Valley Landscape Park, since time immemorial has charmed many prominent Poles. In the 18th century, Lutosławski settled in Drozdowo. Roman Dmowski, the co-founder of the Polish independence, was very fond of his Drozdowo mansion, and he spent the last years of his life there. Currently, the museum studies the nature of northeastern Poland, and in particular the Łomża region. There are natural exhibits and memorabilia from the history of Drozdowo and the Lutosławski family. The Natural History Museum in Drozdowo organizes many exhibitions visited by thousands from Poland and abroad. The Drozdowo Łomża Days Music Festival is one of the main attractions of this region. The festival combines classical music, opera, operetta, and musicals with instrumental music, chamber music, and patriotic prose and songs. Concerts are also held in the Łomża Cathedral and many other places in the open air. Each of these areas lends a unique atmosphere for the performances of artists, bringing together thousands of participants in contact with art at a high level. The organizer of the festival and its artistic director is Jacek Szymański from Łomża, a tenor soloist of the Baltic Opera. For several years, the main organizer of the project is the Regional Cultural Center, subject to Łomża County. The festival is a unique opportunity to listen to the stars and creators of the finest music. Łomża County also invites you to Nowogród. The most valuable collections of ancient Kurpie culture can still be seen in the Kurpie Open Air Museum in the name of Adam Chętnik in Nowogród. It is one of the 2 oldest open-air museums in the country. Its founder was Adam Chętnik, an ethnographer and social activist. The open-air museum is an ethnographic park. Traditional wooden architecture is presented here. The creator's goal was to show a typical timber of the forest estate, with local wildlife in the background. It is here that events include National Kurpie Culture Days. The culture of the Green Forest residents is one of the few regional cultures faithfully preserved in our country. Kurpie National Culture Days is one of the largest and most exciting annual events presenting the culture and folklore of the people. It is at the open-air museum in Nowogród that you can see how once pots were glued, horseshoes were forged, weaving was done on looms, bread was baked, and paper ornaments were cut in the Kurpie region. You can listen to folk dialect, see traditional dancing, singing, and listen to music of the Green Forest residents. National Kurpie Cultural Days preserve the Łomża district identity and promotes the regional customs and rituals. Kurpie folklore and folk art is an inspiration for the creative and a legacy for the younger generation. Midsummer Night in Nowogród on the Narew. Midsummer Night is a Slavic feast associated with the summer solstice of the sun, celebrated on the shortest night of the year. This is a festival of fire and water, sun and moon, harvest and fertility, joy and love. In Novogrud there's a fire ritual spectacle, making wreaths, looking for fern flowers, and playing games based on Midsummer Night traditions. The Open Air Museum is open on St. Roch Sunday. This festival in Novogrud is another opportunity to discover the charms and advantages of the Łomża district. During the event you can enjoy performances by bands and folk singers from other parts of Poland and abroad. Produce and craft shows generate great interest in the traditional folk art, amber art, paper cutting, embroidery, and lace making. There's every need to praise the delicious regional cuisine and folk art bazaar. Here it is tasty and beautiful. Live history. The Battle of Novogrud was one of the most bitter and bloody battles of the September campaign. The annual productions include infantry, cavalry, artillery, and anti-aircraft. Every history enthusiast, as well as regular viewers, will find a lot of amazing experiences in the spectacular scenes of the reconstruction. Every year we discover new heroic Polish arms from September 1939. From Novogrud we go on to Zbójna. Every year in the spring and the last Sunday in September, a folk event is held here, which presents kurpia singing, dancing, sayings, and ritual theatre. Arts and crafts are connected to fairs, local food tasting, and folk fun. Palm Sunday in the Zbójna parishes is a religious ceremony in remembrance of Christ's triumphal entry into Jerusalem. Holy Mass processions around churches are traditionally accompanied with tall, imposing flower decorations which make typical palms of the Kurpia region. The Łomża district is not only a refuge of culture and tradition, it is also a place for people who are very active and looking for extreme experiences. Fans of military history can explore the Łomża forts of unprecedented scale, which commemorate the heroic defenders of our land. The forts in the district of Łomża are unique in this country because in such a small area hostilities left nearly 200 defense facilities which have a historic military architecture of Polish origin but also of Soviet and German influence. History buffs should not miss the reconstruction of the Battle of Wiesna. In 1939 on Strękowa Hill near Wiesna, there was fought a battle that went down in history as the Polish Thermopyle. Between the 7th and 10th of September, 720 Polish soldiers attacked 42,000 Germans. Legend has it that section commander Captain Władysław Wraginis, who died at his post, defending Polish soil until the end. Wiesna commemorates the battle with song 40-1 by the Swedish band Sabaton, referring to the imbalance of power between the warring armies. In September, Wiesna and Strękowa Hill were dignified with the battle reconstruction and outdoor concerts. If you want to spend your free time actively and experience an amazing adventure, you have arrived. Łomża district invites you to paragliding. It is something for those who are hungry for extreme experiences, a breath of fresh air, beautiful views, and a feeling of freedom which cannot be compared to anything else, and it will remain in our memories for a lifetime. Kayaking. We suggest one of two popular routes, Brzostowo to Wiesna, and for the hearty, a route of 70 kilometers from Wiesna through Niwkowo, Bronowo, Krzewo, Rakowo, Drozdowo, Piątnica to Novogrud. A ride on the Łomża ship Bona, which seats 40 passengers. In case of rain, there is an elegant cabin for shelter. It's possible to take a walk around the whole ship, along the balustrades, or to take in the incredible views while standing at the bow of the Bona. Hot air balloon ride, an amazing adventure that will forever stay in the memory. It's possible to see the Narew Valley from a bird's eye view, taking a break from everyday life and looking at reality with a different and fresh view. Riding a bike or a horse is another way to spend free time with the whole family and a group of friends. It's a guaranteed way to safely and pleasantly spend time in fresh air with unforgettable scenery. In winter, let's go to Rybno. It's the perfect suggestion for those who like winter sport and adventures on the snow. Downhill ski slopes are 1,500 meters long, groomed and lighted, and the hills are 40 meters high. The slopes are tailored to the experience of younger as well as older winter sports fans. Łomża district, Tourists who follow the footsteps of the past do not depart disappointed, where with every step you come into contact with the living history and traditions of different cultures and traditional folk craft, which account for the color and the uniqueness of this region. We invite you to explore the Łomża district. It is beautiful here.